music. Saturday, January 25th, 2025, in the year of our Lord. I know you're thinking to yourself, oh, why are you on here on Saturday? I know, right? The reason being is tomorrow is a busy effing day. I got my daughter's birthday party tomorrow. I got NFL Championship Sunday. Championship Sunday is always it holds a special place in my heart because literally 13 years ago, day after Championship Sunday, my daughter was born. So, gotta give props to her. What is it? There it is. The audience is excited about it. How you guys doing out there today? Oh, the great. Oh, the great is here. We are knocking this out because, like I said, man, I got too much stuff going tomorrow. Got my daughter's B-Day. Got Championship Sunday. I got so much shit going. I had to do this today. It had to be knocked out today. How y'all doing out there? I am excited, man. We are dealing with a heat wave right now in St. Louis. It's 45 degrees. I can't believe it. Stuff is melting. This is the thing that's been so crazy with this weather too, y'all, right? Because the snow that we got wasn't that bad. The weather we got wasn't that bad. But what made it treacherous was the cold, the fucking icy cold weather after the shit. Because you couldn't. The shit couldn't melt. You know, the sun couldn't do his job and melt this shit. So it is what it is. We are sponsored by STL Cannabis Club and Cola Lounge. Cola Lounge is located 2843 Cherokee Street. Cola Lounge is on Cherokee Street. Make sure you guys check it out. You guys will love that place. Reason why I love it, I'm actually going to go by there after this unless I do a sports bet. I like a spot where I can blow my green in peace. I can play the game in peace. I can chill with folks in peace. I can whoop somebody's ass in what is it? Shuffleboard. The fuck? What is that one game? What's the game? Foosball. That was one. No, not Tiddlywinks. Just what is it? Foosball. That was my shit. I used to crush people at Boys and Girls Club with that. But what is it? So that is. That's what I like doing down there, and it was the first one in St. Louis, and we have I think one or two more now. But you know that is the jump off. So always go by support the people that support High Off the Glass. So yeah, that's what I'm doing today. I am enjoying life. This is my last free Saturday before I go back to the slave ship, y'all. I am enjoying today. Oh, let me take this hoodie off. We got to rep in Rosa Parks today. I got to take this hoodie off, though. I'm hot. Oh. So, like I said, I enjoy. I'm gonna enjoy this last Saturday, boy. I enjoyed my last Friday last night. Got my pool on. Got to run around and shoot some pool. Lost it last game. I was pissed off. I played myself. I should have won it. Had several times to win it. Well, no, had an opportunity, one opportunity to win it and blew it, and then. Yeah, so that's how that went. But yeah, I'm excited about today. We got cannabis and sports to get into. Really, we're gonna go heavy with sports today because I can't find my my cannabis information. I had it here on my computer, but it doesn't seem to be here. I don't understand where it's at. It's usually right here, and I can't find it. But I'm excited today for someone we all know and love. This dude has been he's been in sports landscape since the '90s. Vince Carter is getting his jersey retired today for the in Brooklyn with the Brooklyn Nets. Excited for him. He has earned it. He was a franchise player for the New Jersey Nets when they were in New Jersey before they moved to Brooklyn. He was the reason they were as good as they were. He made that team go. That team made it to two straight NBA Finals. Now, the bad part is they went up against the Fakers, and I'm sorry, they weren't the Fakers back then. They were actually the Lakers back then. They were what is it, Kobe and Shaq, and I know some people that's probably like that version of the LA Lakers. But yeah, he went up against that behemoth and couldn't do nothing because I mean, you had nothing to go against Shaq. I mean, would they have Keith Van Horn? I think Todd McCullum or some shit. I think that dude's name was. I mean, he was just some big white boy that couldn't do nothing. Now, if they had Big Country Brian Reeves, he could do something because he used to give Shaq problems. Shaq even admitted that stuff coming out of Vancouver Grizzlies. But that's what it is today. We're living the dream. Man, just trying to enjoy my last Saturday of freedom, and I'm so happy that it is warm today. That's gonna make it even better. We got some amazing games going on today in the association. Got kicked off at noon with Knicks Spurs versus Pacers. It's the Paris game. It was game two of Indiana Pacers and San Antonio Spurs being in Paris. What was it? Tyler Halliburton finally decided to do something good in Paris because he didn't do shit in July and, with the with the Olympic team, and he didn't do shit on Thursday when they played in Game One. I think what did he have, like 13 points or some shit. Like he didn't. That's one thing about this Halliburton dude, man. Like everybody elevated this cat like he's gonna be the franchise player of the Pacers and like one of the next stars of the league. He is not. He's not even the best. I don't even think he's the best player on the Pacers. The best player on the Pacers is Siakam. Shit. But Tyler, he showed his ass today. I think he had 18 points in the third quarter alone. And they got now the Spurs beat the shit out them a few days ago. Was it 140 to 110? Like that was the final score. So Spurs, Wemby did his thing. He had 30 points, 11 boards, and 6 assists. But that was game one. That was Thursday. Today, what is it? Pacers won. They beat them handily. I do not have the score readily in front of me, but I'm proud of them for getting that get back because they had to. And I know some actually. Shit, I'm trying to think of does anybody know any national Pacers fans? I do not, so I can't legit think of any. But the Pacers were picked by folks. They were supposed to be they were supposed to be like the darlings of the league and do something and actually give the Celtics the champ some problems, and they haven't. Like they have not been a team that were supposed to do anything. They literally have done nothing. I think they're starting to come up now. I think closer to the playoffs, we'll see more of them. So maybe they can show us something. But the Pacers are very up and down. Like they'll have a great game, a great few games, and then next thing you know, they'll go on a 4-game losing streak, 3-game losing streak. That's the type of shit they do. Can you blame Rick Carlisle, the coach? Maybe so, or you can blame a lack of focus and effort from players. Tyler Halliburton. I'm sorry, Hansborough, Psycho T. What is it? Halliburton seems to not have focus game to game to game to game to game. The type of focus you need to be an MVP or to be a superstar in this league. And granted, I'll just fast forward and go right to my C's. My C's haven't had it. And it's pretty disturbing. I don't. Now we went 3 for 5. We went three for 5 out of the last 5 games. More recent games. Going 3 for 5 is not bad. Playing a Mavs team today that went 2 for 5 in the same span, so we're a game better. But what was sad to me, what I didn't like and I thought was disgusting on their part, was these cats could not. They couldn't handily beat a Los Angeles Clipper team that I don't think had a starter in the fucking game. They didn't have not near a starter in the game, and they couldn't do shit with that. Like that was sad. It took them overtime to beat a Clipper team who I think maybe had because Harden was out, Powell was out, Kawhi was out. I think maybe Zubac was the only start. Like it was a Clipper team that didn't have no starters and they couldn't do nothing. Like it was. I don't understand it. And then you go. It's a back to back, so you play the Fakers the next night. Now the Fakers are not that good. They're fifth in the West. These people cannot. It's a real life basketball team that cannot shoot. And when Bron's not in the lineup, they don't do good. This Faker team couldn't score for 4 minutes and 30 seconds in the third quarter. Like couldn't put up a field goal. But guess what? The champs couldn't take advantage because you got your two best players. They went 0 for 4 from free throw land from the free throw. Free throws. They couldn't hit one fucking free throw between Tatum and Brown. And they had 4 opportunities between the two of them. This Celtic team, I don't think they're bored. I don't know if now Reggie Miller was on had his hating game going. Now it's funny. Like Reggie acted like we were playing his Pacers. Now I know you from LA. And I know you're probably a Laker at heart, you know what I'm saying? I get it. You train with a lot of those dudes, but you never well, he did play for UCLA, but I mean, he didn't win anything with UCLA when he was there. And okay, you're Los Angeles, but you're calling a game for TNT. You can't be neutral. You have to just, shit on the C's every time you try to make a point, which he did. But one thing he did say that's 100% the truth, and this kind of was disturbing to me. Drew Holiday is dealing with something, and that is 100% correct. Like this man he has some type of injury he is dealing with. The only reason I say that is because with the Celtics, right? The way it works with them, unless D. White and Drew Holiday are crushing, we don't win. The reason being is JT and JB, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, they feel more pressure on them because their two other superstars on that team are not doing it. Last year when we were crushing the league, almost every game, those cats played out of their mind. Like, I didn't think Drew Holiday, his first season with his last year, I didn't think that man had a three-point shot anymore, but he kept being left open in the corner, and guess who drained it every fucking time? Drew just whap, whap, whap. Every time you left him open, he drained it. On the wing, he drained it. Top of the key or close, he kind of likes the wing shot a little bit more. Corner and wing is Drew's shot. He drained it. D. White can shoot threes from anywhere. But those two obviously do not have it. It's sad. I wish the hell they get it together. D. White is questionable to even play today because he's dealing with knee soreness. Take the game off, man. This is a Mavs team without Luka. This Mavs team is I think they're 10th right now. They're 10th or maybe 8th if they're they're still in the playoff picture, but they're not one of the best teams in the West or the best teams in the league. So you can take this game off. Drew Holiday sincerely needs to take this game off. This young rookie we have named, I think his name is Springer. He played marvelous against the Clips in LA on Thursday. He should get some run. Wednesday. He should get some run. This cat was keeping us in the game against a Clipper team again that had no starters. Now, whatever's going on with JT and JB, especially Brown, because Brown, he has been very cold from the field. So I don't know if he's dealing with something personally. I don't know if it's his shot. Peace out. I don't know if it's his shot. I don't know what the hell it is, but this cat is not shooting at the same clip that he did last year. He needs to get it together. Jason Tatum, I think this is what I really think it is too. And besides the fact that, if Holiday's not crushing and if White's not crushing, it's more pressure on them. And the Jays don't feel free enough to do their thing. But the other thing about it is that I think it's either JT is tired or he's feeling pressure. I don't think it's pressure. I just really think it's him being tired. And this is another thing with Tatum that I've always noticed. If it's a big game and he's expected to do a lot, like to just come out and crush. Especially like the first time we played the Warriors in October, and everybody just knew. It was either late October. No, I think it was. I'm sorry, it was November. Everybody just knew. Oh, Tatum is going to kill the Warriors because of how Steve Kerr didn't play him in the Olympics, and how what is it? Steph Curry got all the run, and how 2 years ago, hell, 3 years ago now, the Celtics had a finals championship, had a finals win in hand, had a championship in hand, and then gave the series back to the Dubs, and the Dubs won their probably final championship for a long time. So that was in 20. That was in 22. So you would expect, okay, JT's about to crush. He's about to he's going to go off. He's going to probably lead the team in points, assists, and boards. No, nope, not at all. Didn't do it. Didn't have a great game. Forced a lot of shots. Fakers last night. We coming off of barely beating the Clips the night before. I told you about that Clips team. JT comes into the game. No. Doesn't have it. That gives as much as he can give. Now, granted, there were some calls he didn't get, but that's always that's how that works. It's the NBA. But he could have done more. He could have. Again, it's just those big games. It's almost like it's a mental thing. I think with him, it might be fatigue in certain parts, but I think it's a mental thing with him. He is just simply not feeling it. He's just not. But this is Jason Tatum. This is a MVP candidate. You could say years prior. You can even say probably this year he's in the top 5 or 6. MVP candidates. Years prior, most definitely, it was top 3 MVP candidate. He's a superstar in this league. He will turn it around. But the thing that's disturbing to me that I don't like, it just seems that if you're one of the best teams in the league, OKC, Cleveland, we lose. We played Cleveland twice, went even with them. Or if you're a young, fast team, we lose. Atlanta, effing Hawks, I don't understand it. Lost to them in the in the NBA Cup tournament game. Lost a crucial game to them that they had no business losing because that game was in Boston. Lost that. Lost to them, a couple weeks ago when they played earlier this month. That was a revenge game. Like I just said, JT did not show up. He does not show up in games where we expect him to show up because I feel like maybe he feels the pressure too much. I don't know what it is. He's overthinking it. They did nothing. Now, granted, I'm not here to shit on the C's and belittle that Atlanta team because that Atlanta team is cold-blooded. My 2 favorite players from there are DeAndre Hunter and, of course, Ice Trae. They're both super cold. I mean, if they can figure out a way to do it, and Quinn Snyder is a coach, ex-coach of Utah, if they can figure out how to make Trae Young and Hunter on some like 2025 Stockton Malone type shit, they will dominate. I mean, they will beat them every team they play. I mean, that DeAndre Hunter is he's a year or two away from being one of the best bigs in the league. I think he can be in that conversation. That he jumps out of the gym, he has a shot, he has low post moves. They are good. And the one thing that you have to say about Trae Young, if Ice Trae is engaged and he wants to win a game, he does not stop playing and he will win that game. Now, if he's playing a team that he knows he's overmatched by, and that team is clearly better than them and has been dominating him the whole game, then you may not get the best Trae Young late, unless it's close. If it's close, then you'll see him do his thing. But if you put them away, like go up by 10, 15 in a game and keep it there, Atlanta's not going to come back. But if you let them hang around, they will, and that's what happened with the Celtics. And I just don't, it pisses me off that you're the NBA champions. People hate on your championship a win from last year because, like Reggie Miller said, it was a cakewalk. Going to the finals last year. Okay, well, winning it. First off, screw you, Reggie. Second, you can only play who's in front of you. It's not my fault. It's not their fault that the Miami Heat had a team that would have broke Jimmy Butler, who didn't take the regular season serious. Not their fault. It's not their fault that they had a Pacer team that wasn't ready for the spotlight that was in the Eastern Conference Finals, and got swept. It's not their fault. I don't know what the fuck y'all want. Like, it's not their fault that they played a Mavs team that again wasn't ready for it. And you had Luka. Instead of being Luka Skywalker, it was Luka Crybaby, and cried up and down the court. Every game. And I don't think. Hell, I think we swept them too. I don't think we may have lost. I think we maybe lost one game. But it's just, it's. You only can play the competition in front of you, and if you have a team that doesn't take the shit serious, and that's what the Mavs did, that's what the Heat did, that's what the Pacers did. I don't even know who we played in the first round. I know we swept their ass, but it is what it is. So, I think it was Miami in the first round. Yeah, that's who it was. So, I'm not here for this narrative of it was a cakewalk. Every champion of any sport, I don't care who it is, and if it's a sport where you have to do a tournament style, you have a tournament style playoff, or you have a tournament style where you have to win such and such games to get to the championship and win it, then you're gonna play a team in that you can beat, or might be an easy win. It's like that. I mean, shit. KC just had it. The Chiefs just had it last week against Houston. And that was a good Houston team. They won their division. They won their wild card game, which they did last year. But they get to the divisional round and lose. Hopefully, Houston can turn it around, and I'll get to football after this. But it's just, I'm just disappointed with the Celtics, and their play here recently has been pathetic. So when they play these Mavs tonight. And I don't give a damn that if Lively, Derek Lively's out. He's going to be out for a while. I think probably about a month. Luka, I think, is still out. I'm not sure. I don't think he's coming back. He's been out since Christmas because I think he did something to his hammy. I don't give a shit if Kyrie's not playing. I don't give a shit if he is. Celtics need to win that game handily, not going to overtime, not doing this, not doing that, just winning the fucking game. Just win the damn game. I don't care how you do it. I really don't. It's just you can't have a putrid showing like you have the last two games. You just haven't. And it's coming off a West Coast trip where you had a decent game against OKC, and then that was in the last 5 games. You had a decent game against OKC, and you beat the brakes off of the Golden State Warriors, someone who you owe the ass whooping to. So I'm not here for it. I can't see a championship team that. I mean, unless you're trying to be, Milwaukee the year after they won, or the Mavericks after the year after they won, are you just trying to be one and done? No, I don't think that's what the Celtics' goal is. That's not the organization's goal. That's not the players' goal. The players and their coach are prepared to go on a run. They're built to go on a run. So we need to see that out of them. So come on, C's. Man, just make basic ass shots. And here's a novel concept. Mighty Boston Celtics. When the threes aren't falling, stop forcing them. Stop forcing the three. Like, that's all you got to do. So that's all you have to do. All right, game that's going on right now. I got it recorded, so I can't wait to watch this one. Nuggets versus Minnesota. Now, despite Ant-Man scoring the most threes in the league this season, I bet you didn't know that, with 184. Now, Steph still has the best three-point percentage, of course, because he's Steph, greatest shooter ever. Minnesota is barely in the playoff picture, y'all. They're 10th. They're 10th. Like, they're in the last rung of the play-in. The play-in. This is a Minnesota team that was in the Western Conference Finals last year. Like, now, and also too made a team-altering trade with with the Knicks, and that totally fucked them up. Like that it's totally fucked them up. Like they gave away their other franchise player because I guess we got Ant-Man. We're good. We don't need two franchise players. They get rid of Cat. They send Cat to New York. They get DiVincenzo, who was a staple of that Knicks team. He was part of the Villanova crew. They get rid of him, which is I think that's hurt the Knicks a little bit. And it's definitely hurt DiVincenzo. He's out right now. He's dealing with an injury. But when he's out there and he's engaged, he's still the hungry player that represent Delaware that wins games for you. He does the type of stuff that's not on the stat sheet. He'll die for loose balls. He'll die for loose balls. He'll get tips. That may not equate to rebounds, but it's an extra possession for his team. He'll take a charge that will slow down a defender so his teammate can get free and drain a shot or dunk. He does the little intangibles that you need role players to do to win the fucking ring. He does those things, and the Knicks got rid of him. And the Knicks got rid of Julius Randle. Now that was huge because they needed to get rid of him. And he was going to stunt the Knicks' growth. He wasn't part of that Villanova crew that they have because they got a bunch of players from Villanova. Most of them all of them played together with Mikal Bridges, Jalen Brunson, Josh Hart. Hell, might be one more too. And Julius Randle was not going to fit in with that crew. He just wasn't. So, and he showed it. He showed it while he was still there a little bit last season and the season before. So they get rid of him, which made sense. They send him to Minnesota. Minnesota thought that he was going to be what they needed, which was what is it exactly that they needed? A replacement for Cat. He is not that. He has been a crybaby. He is very sensitive. He cannot just play through his feelings. If he is feeling something that will take away from his game, if it is not easy for him, and granted, I'm not trying to shit on Randall. I'm just saying what I've seen. If it is not easy for him, it is harder for him to do his job. It just is. It's obvious. And I hate that for dude, but that's literally how it is. I mean, that's how it is, and that's how it's been. But and when that happens, when he's fighting through his feelings and all that, his game suffers because he can't play through that. And this man has not given Minnesota what they need. And that's why the Timberwolves have struggled like they have. It's not mind-boggling. It was a horrible trade when it happened. I'm just happy that it hasn't all the way screwed up the Knicks. Now the Knicks aren't as good as they thought they'd be, and they've had some debilitating losses, but they've had some huge wins as well. So this Knicks team will be all right. That Minnesota team, I mean. Other thing too, right? Believe it or not, Cat, other than being the franchise player, was a vet on that team. He was veteran leadership. They don't really have that anymore. Like your vet is Rudy Gobert. Like Rudy Gobert he's an idiot. Like that dude, he is a straight idiot. His basketball IQ is stupid. He is someone who cannot control his emotions. When he gets mad or doesn't get a call he wants, he throws players around, and he wonders why he constantly get like Draymond is forever beating his ass. What is it? He acts like a big ass child out there. He's damn near 7 feet tall. He can't score in the paint unless it's a dunk. Like, I never thought I'd see a big man that was worse in the paint than D. Howard when he first came in the league, because literally all D. Howard could do was dunk. This cat is worse. Like, you only alley-oops. He has to be inches from the basket for the shit to go in for him to score. It's pathetic. It is pathetic. There's nothing really worse than it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not a fan of his game. And this game today, right, will show a lot about these Timberwolves because it's a nationally televised game. ESPN, ABC has some really good NBA games on today. What is it? The Paris game, like I mentioned earlier. C's game. Then later tonight, Fakers versus Golden State, and then you have this game. Now Minnesota is playing a Denver team who came out the gate struggling. Like they couldn't shit. They couldn't beat a rug. Like they couldn't do shit. And they have been truly struggling, but they have had a resurgence. And with Murray fighting through his hammy injury and finally giving him something because he hasn't had a good game since probably last. Besides here recently, he hasn't had a good game since last season. That's including him in the Olympics because when he was with Team Canada, he did not do too much of anything. Like SGA had to carry that team, so that's why they did as poor as they did. They got you got Dylan Brooks and Jamal Murray giving SGA nothing on that Canada Olympic team. So that's how that went. But Murray is playing much better. Joker is, like, I'm gonna tell y'all like this, right? I don't like Joker. I'm not a fan of his game. I think it's not aesthetically pleasing. The man can't jump over a nickel, literally. Um, he looks like a big loaf of bread out there. Like he doesn't he's not a specimen. He does not lift a weight. He does not get in that gym at all. But what Joker does is he puts up buckets. Like my man just throws shit and it goes in. His field goal percentage is pretty damn good. His 3-point percentage, he needs to work on that. But what he does unlike the only other big man that I've seen pass like him probably, and you had a lot of big men that could pass in this league. Arvydas Sabonis. I think Kareem was a decent passer. Shaq could pass a little bit. What else? Tim Duncan, I think, was a good passer. But to me, like the greatest big man I've seen as a passer, and the greatest big man I've ever seen is the Dream, Hakeem Olajuwon. A lot of the stuff that Joker does is stuff that Dream was doing back in the '90s. But the one thing that, and nobody ever brings this up too. I gotta say this. When I call in on Mad Dog Sports Radio, I have to say this because it's like white media loves to just fawn all over Joker. And is it because is it some racial bias? I don't know. Maybe is it because they feel like he's not getting enough love from his fellow NBA players? I don't know. Maybe. Is it because I don't know what the hell it is, to be honest with you? They just fall all over this dude. But the one thing they never mention is that a lot of the things that he does, you already had Hakeem Olajuwon. Dream was already doing these things. Also, too, Dream could take players off the dribble. Like he literally could take you out to the 3-point line to the corner, and and cross you up and create his own shot or go to the cup on your ass. Joker cannot do that. He can dribble, he can bring the ball up and down the court, but he can't break anybody down. That's one thing in his game that he cannot do. Since they and the thing that drives me that I am not here for that makes me sick is that he's quickly becoming the greatest big man ever, or he's quickly becoming the greatest basketball player ever. If that's not racial bias, then I don't know what the fuck is, because I'm not hearing anyone other than white sports media personalities say this. Oh, he's the greatest. He's the greatest big man ever. He's the greatest. He might be the greatest NBA player ever. Stop it and get the fuck out of here. The only person that's not white that said it. That's significant is Levitard. Now it took Levitard a while to get on the Joker kick because like him, he didn't like his game, and I still don't. But Joker, but now Levitard has said the most asinine, outlandish shit ever. Talking about he's the greatest offensive player he's ever seen. Man, I've never disagreed with Levitard too often. Or because that dude, He was when he was with ESPN. He was a reason why I still watched ESPN. Highly questionable show with his dad, outstanding. Dan Levitar's show with Stu Gatz, beyond outstanding. Like both of those shows that he had were sick and groundbreaking, and no one else talked about the stuff they talked about. Or, well, it was like that. Now everybody talks about the same fucking thing. Even the Levitar show, like the same sports topics over and over again. But back then, he talked about things that other ESPN personalities were scared to talk about: race in sports, racial bias in sports. Well, that's the same thing. Gender equality in sports, uh, racism outside of sports, gender equality outside of sports. He talked about those things, and what is it? Equality for LGBTQ people within sports and outside of sports. He talked about he spoke on topics that no one else would, and that would get the average person in trouble, at ESPN or at Fox Sports or at any other major news or sports outlet. He talked about those things fearlessly, and that's why I always love and respect that man. I still do. But for you to sit there with a straight face and say that Joker is is the greatest offensive player we've seen in the league. I mean, God, that laugh track is so shitty. This laugh track does not do justice to it. That is the most stupidest. Like, there's no way in hell that that is the case. There's no one that's ever going to be a better offensive player than the GOAT, Michael Jeffrey Jordan. It's never going to happen. No, it may happen. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen in the next 20, 30, 40, 50 years in the NBA, but it may happen. But as of right now, that big loaf of bread is not a better offensive player than GOAT. He never will be. But Joker is good. His game is ridiculous. He makes his teammates better. They win when he's able to distribute the ball to other folks. But this is the different thing about the Nuggets this year. They're winning with him because he's averaging a triple double in the last 5-6 games. And everybody's highlighting that, even though they forget that his teammate, Russell Westbrook, averaged a triple-double for an entire season a couple years ago. Like, people seem to forget that. But also, too, I'll jump into the MVP discussion while I'm at it. I still think that the MVP of this year is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, SGA, for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Why do I say that? Oklahoma City Thunder is better. SGA is doing more with less. He does not have an all-star on his team. He does not have a max player on his team. He does not have an ex-MVP on his team. And guess what? Joker has all of those on with the Nuggets. Everything I just said, he has that with the Nuggets. There's no way in hell that you can compare that Nuggets roster with the Oklahoma City roster. Like, you have a whole bunch of young players who are playing head and shoulders above their skill set, and I promise you, I don't think. Like, maybe not Jaden Williams, but that other Jay Williams they got, that the light skinned dude that always smiles a lot. I don't think he's doing what he's doing if he's with Orlando or the Pacers. I don't think that. But they have good young players though. That Oklahoma City team is not a bunch of upstarts. It's a few, but they have good young players and talent. And the one thing that they're getting better at, they're not as childish and silly as they were the year before. Now, the other question with them is Chet Holmgren ever going to get good? I don't. And when I say get good, because the man's already good, he can ball. Is he going to be able to keep up with the rigors of an 82-game NBA season? I mean, it's almost yeah, almost the same question for Zion Williamson in New Orleans. Is he going to be able to do that? And the thing that you can stop saying about Zion is, well, Zion's eating his way out the league and he's not keeping himself in shape. That's bullshit. That's complete and total bullshit. If you look at that man is cut. He is ready to go. He still floats in the air like no other. He just has lower body issues. His hamstrings are hampering him, and it's been so many great players. You look at somebody like Brandon Roy, who used to play for the Portland Trailblazers back years ago. This man was compared to D Wade when he came into the league and after, because his game, he flew through the air like D Wade. He could shoot like D Wade. It was very comparable to compare him to D Wade. But guess what? Injuries hindered his career. He couldn't do it. He couldn't do it like he used to, and he had to hang him up very early, and it was sad. If and that's another thing with the Trailblazers. The Trailblazers have been snake bit with their drafts, going all the way back to '84 with the GOAT. And just look at it. Look at drafts and the players that they've drafted. The only one that they've hit on, has been Damian Lillard. Dame. That's the only one. They didn't hit with C.J. McCollum. C.J. McCollum's not going to win you anything. He couldn't even help Lillard get to a damn NBA Finals. The furthest they ever got was the Western Conference Finals, and that was once. So it's not easy in this league, but I think with this, that's why I still say SGA is the MVP over Joker, because of that. I feel like, because Joker has a max player in Michael Porter, another max player in Aaron Gordon, a former MVP in Russell Westbrook, Russell Westbrook, and another max player and all-star in Jamal Murray. And of course, Westbrook, dude was an all-star damn near every year he's been in this league. And you had a Russell Westbrook who has been carrying that Nuggets team. That Nuggets team early on in the season when they couldn't win, and the reason being you had Joker and you had Russell. That was it. Aaron Gordon's been hurt. My guy Michael Porter Jr., repping Mizzou, has been missing crucial shots, and that is why that happened. It's sad. It's sad that it went down like that, but that's literally how it went. But now with Jamal Murray playing better, he's playing a hell of a lot better. With Russell still doing his thing, because he's keeping that team together, and he's helping Joker, because Joker, it's basketball. It's a 5-on-5 sport, right? You are not going to win unless you get your all from all your players, okay? And I don't like Christian Braun. I can't stand dude, but he's a great role player off that bench because they need him, okay? Westbrook has been starting, so I don't know who else they got off that bench. But I cannot wait to see who wins this game today and how it actually goes down, because this will be crucial for the Minnesota Timberwolves, and it'll show how strong the Nuggets are and their resurgence, and show if they can, what's the word I'm looking for? Get back to the level that they were when they won the championship. Because granted, they haven't been there since they won it. They weren't there last year. They damn sure weren't there at the start of this season. In the first half of the season, we're coming up on the midway point. So maybe, here recently and going all the way till the end of the season in April, they can go on a run and look like that old team. Because I'm not going to lie to you, I really wanted to play them in the NBA Finals. I don't want to play a Mavericks team that had no business being there. Like that Mavericks team, the Mavericks team, I think number one, they got gifted by the NBA when OKC, because they gave a bullshit call. I think it was on Ant-Man in the corner. SGA is D'ing him up, and that's what you want to see. You want to see the two best players on those teams go at each other. And what is it? I think it was Ant-Man. It was SGA was guarding. SGA was guarding Ant-Man, and they called a foul on. They called just a horrible. Oh wait. Yeah, it was. No, I'm sorry. It was when it had nothing to do with Ant-Man. It was OKC versus Dallas, and it was. This was like damn near to decide that round. and they called a bullshit call on SGA because I think he was guarding Luka. Or Kyrie, they said he fouled. They said he fouled Kyrie. Kyrie goes to the line. He drains the free throws. They win the game. They win. They win the round. Boom. They go to the NBA Finals. That's how that was. Shit, a better matchup would have been OKC. A better matchup would have been would have been a good Nuggets team. But we played a Mavs team that had no business being there. But they have a really good coach. For that team as well with Jay Kidd, and he knows exactly what he's doing. So he knows how to put the pieces in place. But they're struggling because Luka's out, and Luka's been out, and they need Luka to win. They need. I mean, they keep falling further down the standings in the Western Conference, and that's fine by me. But I just want to see what will happen today with these two teams, and let's see if Minnesota can get their season back. So that's how that is. All right, y'all. So in the last game of the night, with the NBA, that would be, you know who it is. It's Golden State versus the Fakers. I'm gonna keep calling them the Fakers until they show that they're trying to actually win something. And it doesn't look like it. Like I said, they still can't shoot. Without Bron and AD, they are nothing. They don't have a good team around. It's just funny. You're paying? I guess you're paying those two so much you can't afford to have another superstar with them. Oh yeah, you did. His name was Russell Westbrook, who crushed for the Clippers last year. The Clippers were stupid enough to let him go, and now he's crushing for the Nuggets. But yet y'all blamed him for every fucking thing, and blamed him for y'all losing, and you shipped him out, got D'Angelo in, and got rid of D'Angelo because D'Angelo ain't worth a damn. So you need another superstar on that league, on that team. They are top heavy, but the Fakers have Bron, and like I said, they have some decent talent. It's just their shooting is just not been there, and but they're playing against a Dubs team tonight. This Warriors team, y'all, is not even in the play-in. That really screwed me up when I saw that they are 11th in the Western Conference. They're not even in the play-in. Whoa! So I don't even know what to say. I want to be excited, because and we knew that the dynasty was dead last year, but especially when Clay left. But it's just like, man, how the mighty have fallen. Not even in the play-in right now. So you're going to see old dudes do their thing tonight. It's just no matter. It's so weird with this league and with it comes from franchise. No, it comes from sports leagues to franchises to fans. We will not let go of the older players that gave us all our feel good. If you were an older player and you clearly don't have it anymore, we're still going to prop you up and want you to give us that same feel good that you gave us when you were in your prime and you were doing all that winning and A, B, C, and D. And that's what the league is trying to do right now. I mean, they definitely did on the Olympic team with KD, Steph, and Bron, and they're doing it right now. It's just the organizations are kind of failing them because you look at Phoenix. Phoenix is a shit show, and any team with Bradley Beal is not going to win. So that's common sense. And then KD, that poor guy, man. Dude's a nomad. He don't know if he coming or going because he didn't everywhere. He couldn't lay roots anywhere because everywhere he laid roots, he'd get mad or get pissy about one little thing, pick the roots up and leave, go somewhere else, and then lose at that place too. you got a Warriors team who could not replenish their superstars to keep it's almost like the Dubs remind me of my Celtics in the 80s. You know what I mean? Like when we dominated the league and we had young players to come in and replenish us and keep us young and keep the winning going. Oh yeah, they died. Lynn Bias dies, drug overdose out of nowhere. Man tried cocaine one damn time, dies. And Lynn Bias was the shit. We were getting him in '86, same year we won the chip. If we would have had him, that was the only player that could keep up with GOAT. Only one in college that could keep up with GOAT. So that was a huge basketball loss. I still miss Lynn Bias. I remember when that happened. That made me never want to touch hard drugs ever. And then you had Reggie Lewis. Reggie Lewis died in 91. No, I'm sorry, I think it was 91, 92. And man, and he had a heart issue, and same as Hank Gathers, same as Chris Bosh played for Miami Heat. You had this type of stuff happens, and I don't know why it seems to happen more with NBA players, but they have a heart ailment that's not detected, or it's detected and they misdiagnose it. The player goes out there, plays, and dies. Happened to Hank Gathers on the court. Happened to Reggie Lewis at Brandite University outside of Boston, where the Celtics were practicing. I think it was the off season. What was it? The regular season? I think I might have been. I think it was the offseason. So those are the things that we lost. So we lost players to death. We didn't lose them to what the Warriors are losing them to leaving or can't draft. So Dubs, you better get it together because it took the Celtics, 20-some years before we can get back to their championship level. So hey, y'all better figure it out fast. And, here's the thing. You ain't got to because I don't give a shit about y'all. All right, so, we got to talk about it. Championship Sunday is tomorrow. Like I said, this day will always, like I said, I can't stand the NFL. I hate that league, but I love some of the teams and I love some of the players, and that league will hold that day, Championship Sunday will hold a special day in my heart because the very next day, 13 years ago, what is it? My wife, they put her into labor because our daughter, her heart rate was dropping, and they said, okay, well, we got to get this baby out because the baby's heart rate is dropping, so we don't know what's happening, so we need to do something. Okay, we need to do something to get this baby out. So our daughter was 4 months premature, born January 23rd. Like I said, it was 13 years ago. It was a Monday. It was the day after Championship Sunday. And thank God my wife is as strong as she is, and she was able to go through that because it wasn't hard for her. She had it wasn't easy for her. She had gastrointestinal diabetes. A lot of some pregnant women get that form of diabetes when they're pregnant. That happened to her. She was in hospital for weeks before she even had our child. The poor woman had to spend her birthday there. Like like my wife is a shit. That's why I'm still with her. And thank God she's still with me. But she is. She's a very strong woman. She is she's smart, she's powerful, and the same as our daughter. And I'll never forget the Sunday before. It was my New England Patriots versus the Ravens, and shit. I feel like now was that the one? I think that was the one. Yeah, we ended up. No. That was the one we ended up beating the Ravens because the year before that, Ray Rice went off on us and had like that dude had like an 80-yard run in the first play of the game for the Ravens. So the year before, that was going to be a game that was not going to be good, and that's what ended up happening. We ended up getting our ass whooped, and it showed. But the following year, Patriots weren't fucking around, and that's the one thing about Bill Belichick coach teams and GOAT led teams. When you have Brady GOAT as your quarterback, they remember, they hold grudges, and they are not trying to lose to you more than once. And that year before was an ass whooping. And when it came to day before my daughter was born, we whooped the Ravens' ass, and I was happy about that. Made it back to the Super Bowl like they were supposed to, and won said Super Bowl. Won that Super Bowl. So I was excited about it. And it happened because GOAT and shit, GOAT coach. But with this one today, this one tomorrow, you got the AFC and the NFC. I'll start with the NFC. Washington Commanders versus Philadelphia Eagles. Yo, who saw this Jaden Daniels dude coming? Okay, I'm not going to front because I sure as hell did not. I did not think a rookie QB was going to outplay what C.J. Stroud did last year, but damn it if I wasn't wrong. This man, Jaden is doing things that you don't expect a rookie to do. And I'm gonna tell y'all like this. This is what the secret sauce is with this cat, right? I listen to y'all have heard me before. I listen to this show on Mad Dog Sports Radio on Sirius XM. It's called Beadle and Decker, right? Hosted by Michelle Beadle and what is it, Cody Decker. I call him Little Pete because he's Little Pete Maverick. If you want to know why, DM me, I'll tell you. And what is it? So Monday of this week, guess who they had on their show? This woman just happened because, and I love this show because it's very interactive. People that listen to the show, it's like old school sports radio. You can call in, right? And I call into the show often. Guess who calls in Monday? That'd be Jaden Daniels' high school gym teacher calls in, okay? And what is it? Lil Pete, co-host Cody Decker, asks the gym teacher, the PE teacher, a great question. When she says who she is, he says, "What did he teach you?" I laughed. I thought it was a great question. But the woman said, no, she said she taught him in high school. And he said, what did he teach you? Then she says, well, I was his gym teacher. I thought for sure my man was going to say, well, what did he teach you? I mean, it's an NFL fucking quarterback that you had in high school. But what she said was eye-opening, and it gives you a glimpse into why this dude is as good as he is. She said when they would give, when her or one of the assistant PE teachers would give the kids an assignment, right? You see the other kids trying to, doing kid shit, and half of them listening, half not. Jaden was extremely attentive and would have it and would process it at a speed that none of the other kids would, and would diagnose it and do it a way that made it work for him. Be it a sport, a PE test, whatever it is, whatever the assignment is, he would, and no matter what the sport, he would break it down and he would figure it out faster than anybody else. And if that's what the man is doing right now. Like he is doing that on a professional level in the NFL. Like as a rookie. I don't know one player on that defense for the Washington Commies. I don't know one player. But their defense has been stellar. They looked amazing against the Lions last week. Like the way they dismantled that Lions team. I mean, pick sixes, picks from Goff. Now, Goff is not a great quarterback, dog. You know what I'm saying? He's not. Like he looks great because he was able to go to a Super Bowl with the Lambs team before the Lambs got rid of him. He's been able to put together great regular seasons with the Lions in the last few years, but he's not a great quarterback. He's a decent to good quarterback, okay? And the Washington football team exposed him. I like to call him that. I don't like Commanders. But they exposed him of that. Like that football team, like I said, they picked the man off 3 times, and one of them was it might have been 4 times, and one of them was a pick 6. Ran it all the way back to the house. Like they dismantled him. And his top wide receiver for Washington, the dude's name is, I think it's Terry McLaurin. His name McLaurin, like that's close enough to a McLaurin sports car to me. Like the dude is dumb fast. Like if I had a chance to draft a running back, a wide receiver. Hell, if he was a wide receiver, running back, or quarterback, and his name is McLaurin, I bet you, or however the hell you pronounce it, I bet you money that motherfucker fast, and I'm gonna draft him. What? And they did the damn thing last week. It was amazing. Like, I think I'm going to mess around and put some money on Washington to win this. And here's the thing, right? To beat Philadelphia tomorrow. And if you look at the odds for Super Bowl odds, guess what the odds are for Washington to win? To Washington to win the championship is plus 4,000 odds. Like, plus 4,000. So shit, you put a G on that, you make it, and they win, you making $4,000. Like, you know what I'm saying? You put 100 on that. No, shit, you put 100 on that, you making 4,000. You know what I'm saying? It's plus 4,000 odds for them to win the Super Bowl. I mean, unless you really think KC's gonna do it, or you have Buffalo, or you're a huge Philly fan, I mean, I'd put money on Washington. Like that's nobody has those type of odds. Plus 4,000, and the reason being is Vegas is looking at it like number one, they ain't supposed to be here. Number two, it's a rookie QB. Number three, they're way ahead of schedule. Number four, shit, they had what? How many? I think like what 4 wins last season? You know, huh? Like, but they're here. They're doing it. The reason why I think in Rebel, get well soon. This is your team. I don't think your Philadelphia Eagles have it. I think your Philadelphia Eagles are feeling too much pressure because they're feeling that pressure just like the Ravens. The Ravens felt that pressure as well. I'm not going to talk about Mark Andrews again. But one thing I want to say about Mark Andrews, props to him because that message he put out on social media a few days after that loss was powerful, and I think the Ravens are going to go just as deep as they did last year. Hopefully next season they'll go to the Super Bowl. I legit think they will. I think they're the best. They can be the best team in the AFC, but they also need to do something with their defense because I think Zachary Orr is the DC. I like him, but bro, you need to tighten that defense up. Y'all need some more killers because Kyle Van Noy can't do it by himself. But I really think that Philly is feeling the pressure because they have. It's not just with them like get to the NFC Championship game and maybe get to a Super Bowl. No, their pressure is to win it. They have to win it. Like they just won it. Those fans, like Eagles fans, are the shit when they win. When they win, they're the fun. They're the happiest, funnest fans in the world. Case in point, Gilly from $1 Million Worth of Game. In his videos, he puts out, and I love, those videos are their shit. If you ever seen Gilly from $1 Million Worth of Game dance in his Philadelphia driveway, playing fucking Too Short, I go on and on to the break. I mean, he plays. What's my favorite word? Biatch. He plays that song every time they win, and they're doing so good, and the man is so big. Number one, he walked the fucking Eagles out, y'all. He walked the Eagles out on the link, like game before last. I think it was the divisional round. He walked them out, congratulated all of them in the locker room after the win. Oh yeah, and then after that had Too Short in his driveway. This man got Too Short is Oakland. Okay, Oakland, California. You can't get no further away from Philly than Oakland. He had Too fucking Short, an icon in hip hop, in his driveway, singing his song. Shit, so like, that's the power of the fucking internet. You had Too Short. I repeat, Too Short singing in Gilly's driveway in Philadelphia, and my other favorite part of it is when his white neighbors, come from across the street, and they hear the music and go on and on. One random white dude has a fucking push broom. He just do the motherfucker look like the white dude look like he's leading a fucking a petition of bands in New Orleans and shit, celebrating somebody's death or some fucking thing. And you know New Orleans, they don't need no excuse to have a parade. Them motherfuckers have a parade because it's 3:00 in the afternoon. So like that's how this dude look. And then his wife come and it's just like the videos are outstanding. I suggest you check them out on whatever social media you like watching. Just go to look for Gilly, $1 Million Worth of Game. He's got one of them oversized eagle hat. I love this dude, y'all. I love him. I love his energy. I love those videos. I'm not super familiar with the podcast, but I've known about the podcast for years, and it's really, really good. I mean, shit, you see how good it is. This man is super duper famous right now. You know what I mean? He's living the dream of every podcaster. But it's just, man, I don't know if they have enough to get past this Washington team who has no pressure. The Commanders are playing with literally no house effing money. They have nothing to lose. If they lose the game, who gives a fuck? They don't. Because did nobody expect them to be there? The only people that wanted them to be there was Commander fans, Washington football fans. That's it. They didn't even expect them to go be this good. Not in your wildest fucking dreams, Commander fans. And I'm talking to you, David and Maryland, if you hear this. Not in your wildest dreams. Um, did you think that this Washington team was going to be this good this damn fast? Like, this is stupid. Like, so, I think I done talked myself into it. Now, to win the whole thing, I ain't going that far. Let's not go too far. But I legitimately think, and I know I can get some good odds on it. I think I'm taking my ass to the sports book after this. Um, Washington might fuck around and win that game. The game is in Philadelphia. It's at the Link. It don't matter the weather because guess what? They're both Northeast teams. You got what? Is Washington D.C. in the Northeast? It's close enough. Yeah, it is. It's cold as fuck. You got Philadelphia. You got Washington. They both know cold weather. Cold weather ain't gonna phase nobody on that field. Neither team. Man, it's just this game might be as good as B More versus Buffalo last week. It might be just as good as that. I mean, I cannot wait for it. I am so glad. Thank God for TiVo, which mutated, turned into DVR, and I can record this at my house to celebrate my daughter's birthday, and then come back and watch it, and then try to ignore all the text messages and stay the hell away from social media, because social media, when you're recording the game and you don't want to know the score, don't go to social media. Social media will fuck it up. They just will. But man, I just cannot wait to watch this game because I really feel this might be Washington's coming out party, because again they have nothing to lose, and Philly has everything to lose. Hell, I'll just keep it a buck. Let's keep it a fucking buck, and just say the elephant that's in the room. If the Eagles lose this game, Sirianni could be fired. And that's their head coach. He could be fired, which means he's fired. OC's gone. DC's gone. Then Jalen Hurts has to start all over with a new fucking coach. I think because I want to say when Jalen got there, he had Doug Peterson. Now, why they got got rid of Doug Peterson out of no fucking where? Doug Peterson won a championship with Nick Foles. I repeat, Doug Peterson with the Philadelphia Eagles was the head coach and won a championship with Nick Foles. Philadelphia hadn't won a championship, hell, ever. Like, what the fuck? Like, and then you win it with some no-name quarterback that nobody can. I'm surprised I still remember the man's name. And you fire him. So, okay. So y'all are on that NFL not for long type shit, and you're not gonna be patient. That's why the Steelers always have a winning season year after year after year after year after year. Now, granted, Steeler fans, I get it. Y'all want championships and shit, and y'all think y'all title town or some shit. But the one thing y'all want to hate on Tomlin because he's only won one. It hasn't been back in a while. We get it. But Cowher only won one. That's it. Cowher won one. But y'all still hate on Tomlin. That's neither here nor there. So all I'm saying is that Philadelphia, Rebel, I'm talking to you. If y'all don't get it done tomorrow, y'all done. I mean, it's gonna be they're gonna scrap it because I can't remember the owner. Jeffrey, I think it's Jeffrey Lurie. Jeffrey Lurie does not have patience on any level. So yeah, good luck with that. When you all trying to win something with that dude, because he does not have patience. So that's my thought on that game. It's going to be a hell of a game. Now, the game of the hell, you could say it's the game of the playoffs. I thought B More versus Buffalo was the game of the year, but this one right here is KC versus Buffalo. This is the one that a lot of people saw months ago that it was going to be in the AFC Championship game. The NFL champions and the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Buffalo Bills. You have a Buffalo, and see, this is the weird part, right? This is why I really think KC is going to win this. a lot of the money I think is going to be on Buffalo because they think Josh Allen is playing out of his mind. He's MVP this season, even though his numbers aren't as good as Lamar. Eljack has better numbers than him in every quarterback category. But it's voter fatigue. We don't want to see Lamar get it again, even though y'all don't mind giving it to Joker every year. And when Joker didn't get it, and Joel Embiid got it because Joel Embiid was an MVP that year, a lot of sports media folks, especially white people, lost their fucking mind. How you not giving it to Joker? I mean, y'all did, and it's the truth. So I don't, y'all do better, and that was clearly Joel. So that MVP fatigue doesn't work. It shouldn't work for Joker. Then how come it works for Lamar Jackson? I don't get that. But this Josh Allen looks like a fucking mutant. He looks like a mutant this year, and he has to because he doesn't have much around him. You can't. I can say Keon Coleman for one of his wideouts, right? But the only reason I'm saying him is because he's a rookie and he talks a lot and he's funny. That's why I know him. The other one he has, Amari Cooper, hasn't done shit since they traded for him. The other one, I don't know. The only other offensive weapon the man has is James Cook. And guess what? James Cook is a damn good running back. He had more rushing touchdowns than James Cook last week. He did. What up, Sanchez? Like, how do you let your quarterback have more rushing TDs than your running back? And that's their job. Like, that's fucking that's pathetic. That's pathetic. That's not how you're going to beat a championship Kansas City team. And that one run that Allen had when the Baltimore defense damn near had dude by the neck, and he was able to get his ass through because he's a mutant, he's a beast, and he was able to get his ass through there and get in the end zone. I don't know if that was to get a first down. I think it was to get in the end zone. You're not going to beat Kansas City like that. You are going to cripple your team because your quarterback will get hurt. That Kansas City Chiefs defense is no fucking joke. Like, Chris Jones he's a mutant Sasquatch's damn self. Like, he is that dude's a whole nother level. When he's not in there and he's doing a holdout because he wants his money, Kansas City defense and Kansas City doesn't look right. When he's in there and he gets his money and he's playing, they look like champions. That's all there is to it. And you got Steve Spagnuolo, who was the Lambs head coach when he was here. He was okay. I think he was like, he's like Jeff Fisher level. He was, 8-8, mid like a motherfucker. But he's a damn good DC. He was a good DC with the Giants when the Giants went to the Super Bowl. He was a DC for them. That's how he got the job with the Lambs. He went from being the DC to the Super Bowl winning Giants to coming to St. Louis and not doing a damn thing, then going to KC under Andy Reid and being his DC. And since then, the Kansas City defense has been sick. It's been sick. So I with not every ounce. With about a good 80% of my 80% of the fibers in my being, I want Buffalo to win. I really, really, really want Buffalo to win. It'd be a lot more if the Patriots was in it, but I want to see Buffalo win this. But I do not know if they have a balanced attack to do it. I don't know if Sean McDermott, the coach of Buffalo, is going to be smart enough not to pull a stupid call or pull a stupid timeout or have a stupid ass play that just fucks the team up, and it's you notice it in the game, and it's kind of minor, but then after the game when they lose by such and such, it's major, So I don't know. I want Kansas City to win. I want Buffalo to win. I want KC to lose. I'm sick of seeing KC, and like the rest of you, I'm sick of seeing them as well. And I get it. And on behalf of the Patriots doing all this winning, and y'all sick of seeing the Pats win, I ain't apologizing. No, fuck y'all. I don't give a rat's ass. I'm glad we dominated for 20 years. I just don't want to see KC do it. I don't want to see KC dominate for no 20 damn years. Okay, I don't even know if Andy. I don't think Andy could coach another. He's been there for I don't think he'd coach another 13, 15 years with them to do it for 20. I don't think he could. I don't think he can. That man's been doing it for a while, and he does not keep himself in the best shape. So I don't see Andy Reid coaching there for another 15 years trying to have that Patriot dominance. But they We don't have to look in the future. We look at right now, and right now, I hate it so much. Kansas City. I got Kansas City winning it. So that's basically how I'm doing. I want to hit y'all with a marijuana minute. I cannot bring up my my notes for that. I apologize, but I'm gonna go hard with one next week. Next week is a Pro Bowl week. Sunday, I think I will do a show. I'm not all the way sure yet. But yeah, I probably got to get one in because it's going to be right before the Super Bowl, and I'm damn sure I don't think we're doing a. Yo, Just, are we doing anything for Super Bowl Sunday here? Okay, you're gonna have a game on. Just to let y'all know, we might do some type of Super Bowl Sunday coverage here at Overtime Studios, My City, My Music. Not sure yet. We're gonna figure that out. But yeah, tune in next week because we're gonna have a Super Bowl. We're gonna have 2 Super Bowl teams. And hopefully we're going to be talking about the C's whooping ass. So that's what the hell I'm here for. I want to thank Mr. Justin Kickett, my producer, for letting me get this Saturday episode in. I appreciate, man. It has been so fun this month, right? This entire month, me being off of work and able to do, and just allowing me to do this too, right? I do my normal Sunday show, but then we got extra shit we want to talk about. He lets me do a Friday show. And I did a couple Friday shows this month. He lets me do a Saturday show, which I did today because tomorrow is just too jam-packed. And so, Mr. Kickett, I want to say thank you for being flexible. Let me do this. I'm going to miss talking to y'all on a Friday, a Saturday, a day other than Sunday. I'm so going to miss it. I am going back to the motherfucking grind. I got to go back to work on the 31st, which is Friday. I am not looking forward to it. But this month has been outstanding. All right, this month has been great. Just having free time and spending more time with my family, being in my basement. Got to play video games again. It's nice being able to play video games and having time to do it. You know, it's really nice. I see why people still love that why that industry is a $1 billion industry. Bought Red Dead Redemption 2 and NBA 2K right after Christmas, and have not even played NBA 2K yet. So I got a couple days next week. I got 4 days next week. I am going to get NBA 2K in before I go to work. I promise y'all that. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna give y'all a review on it because I have not played 2K. Oh my goodness, I have not played it in years. Did I even buy last year's? Didn't buy last year. The last one I bought was the one with GOAT on the cover. And hell, didn't even play that. I was mad about that shit. But that is my time. These games are going to be ridiculous again tomorrow. Washington, let's see what you got. Football team, you're going to do something. Philly, are you going to pee on yourself? Are you going to wet the bed? Or y'all going to clown? And I'll be honest with you, that, like I said, that Jalen Hurts wasn't playing good before that injury. After that injury, he did even less. So good luck. And I don't think Josh should have to do every fucking thing for Buffalo to win, but we gonna see it. Man, this was a good one. Yeah, definitely will be back next week. I don't know if I'll have a co-host. Hopefully, Rebel wasn't feeling good today, and Mr. Price, Josh Price from Price Check, has a lot going on. He's got a lot of January birthdays like I do. Got 4 this month. It's ridiculous. So hopefully we'll see them next week. If not, we will get to these 2 Super Bowl teams, talk about who's going to win it, and talk about the association. And maybe even get some Bruins talk in there. I wish my Bruins was figure it out and stop messing around. I want them to be at the top of the standings, not like, barely in the fucking playoffs. Sad. But keep smoking, keep hooping. STL, aka St. Louis, aka the Lou. We need an NBA team. I'll take a WNBA team. JT, keep doing your thing. Put that together so we can get it, because we need it here. We need some association, men or women, and back in St. Louis we do. Keep smoking, keep hooping.